Shardlow, and we're going to have a look at the River Trent down at Derwent Mouth, which is in flood, and also have a look at the water levels in the canal on the way down. We're approaching Shardlow flood lock, which is closed. Never seen the gates closed before, but they're closed today. So if you're unsure, they put a sign up just to let you know that you can't go any further. Traffic light, River Trent and River Soar, obviously both on red. And the floodgates firmly shut. And that's what you see as you're approaching from the River Trent direction towards Shardlow. That little building on the right there is like a valve house, and that's just been discharging water, but unfortunately it stopped before I could start filming it. And there's a man in a yellow coat that's obviously an Environment Agency man. That's normally a footpath at the side of the canal towpath. It's a little wooded area. It's now got wildfowl on it. Incredible. You may remember in the previous video we were walking down here to collect the boat and take it back to the mooring because we couldn't get on the river. The river's that unreliable at the minute that we just abandoned the plans to take it to Redhill down the Trent, and we're going to take it the other way to Willington in June. We booked it in a dry dock. Hello.
Hello.
And we'll take it in June. So all that agricultural land, that's the bridleway, or the bridle canal by the look of it now. That's bridge 1 over the canal, and then that's on towards Shardlow on the bridleway, and that's Shardlow Marina over there. The canal level doesn't look to be too high. It's about at normal level, so fortunately all the boats that are moored seem to be pretty secure at the moment where they are, which is a relief. You can see that's a hayfield with the bales underwater, and the one at the side of it is totally underwater. So bridge 1, Trent and Mersey Canal. Let's have a look down here, see what there is. In the distance, Derwent Mouth Lock. We've just seen a chap who says the river level is more or less at the top of the lock gates. Usually there's at least a 10-12 foot drop. And this is the bridleway at the side of the canal from the towpath. Look at that. Amazing. The bales in the water. I imagine that hay is probably ruined. Well, if anybody ever said to me you can leave the bottom gates open when the lock is full of water, I'd have said impossible, you can't do it. But that's how they are today. The bottom gates are open and the lock is full of water. Amazing. So this is the Trent and Mersey Canal, and that's the River Trent. And this is what it should be like under normal circumstances. You can see the water level at the top of the gates where the water's been, and the level of the water with an empty lock, and the river beyond. It's about a 5 foot difference, I would say. A little bit different to how it was today. Look at it coming down there off the farmland. Never seen it like this before. So that's looking towards Nottingham, and the sign in the water gives you the details of the junction. That sign is on the bank. That's the bridle path. Those there that look like two planks is actually a seat that you can sit on at the side of the cut and watch the boats going by. Normally at this point the canal, or the neck from the river, is so low that you have to climb up the ladders to get on the bank from the boat. You can't even see the bank today. And this is how it should look under normal circumstances. This is the lock landing coming off the River Trent, and that cut is where the flood is at the moment. You can see the direction sign in the background, and as I mentioned earlier, you usually have to use the ladder, which you can see at the rear of the boat, to climb up off the boat onto the towpath. That towpath is completely covered in water at the moment, and the sign itself, you can't see the legs on the sign, just the sign sticking up above the water. So that's the view from the middle of the upper gates. Canal and river at one level. This is a little footbridge over the bywash and the weir. You can see that gives you the comparison that the river level to the right of the weir is almost the same as the canal level, which generally remains constant. Looks like somebody's dustbin there, and if I'd got my pole I'd fish it out, but I haven't got my pole. And that's the view looking down the bywash, which is a little channel that any overspill water from the canal can run down, and it rejoins the river downstream of the lock. Now that shows you what the different colours on the indicator board mean in terms of navigation. The problem is the indicator board has disappeared below the water, so I would say it's probably in red plus, if there is such a grade. So this is a picture of the lock in normal operating conditions, showing the indicator board on the brickwork at the side of the bottom gates. It also shows the bywash channel on the right, just by the tree there. The water, I would say at the moment, is probably about 2 feet above the top of the red indicator, and the red on the indicator board must be 3 foot high as it is. Water as far as the eye can see. Incredible. This is the eastern end of the Trent and Mersey Canal. Where it joins the River Trent. Don't know what passes as River Trent. I think that water there is actually overflowing from the Derwent, which is in the distance, but there's a heck of a flow on it. It's not easy to pick out on camera, but it's rushing down there. It's literally water everywhere. Literally. You hear that said, but it's true here. It's absolutely everywhere. 360 degrees around us. There's evidence here as well that it's been higher than it is today. You can see the tide line and the debris that's been left behind. So it has actually been on this level where I'm standing now at some point. So I would imagine all that water has merged across to the canal. Then as it's receded, it's left those so that's Derwent Lock in flood. What a sight. What a sight. Right, so I can hear this little wheelhouse, valve house or whatever it is, and you can see there it's letting water out of the canal, overspill into the downstream part of the lock. From there it'll obviously go into the river, so that's relieving extra water that's in the canal. Never seen that in operation before. So that there where the level gauge is a little sluice, and that will go via a culvert to that valve house, and then when the sluice is opened, the water flows from the upstream side of the lock through the valve house and into the downstream part. I've always admired that property. It's got its own little mooring for the narrowboat. Lovely. Hello. Just approaching Will Lane now in Shardlow, and we've left the mud on the towpath behind, and it's a little bit drier on this side.